Good evening. It's Sunday, the 22nd of January, and it's time for the news on RIK2. Greek Foreign Minister Nikos Gotchas said Athens was proposing a temporary pact which would allow military troops on Cyprus soil, while dismissing criticism that Greeks are not prepared for any compromise. In an interview with Daily Real News on Sunday, and in response to Turkish officials' remarks that Greece had what it termed an aggressive Cyprus issue strategy, Gotchas stressed that Turkey had to recognise that no country can have control over another EU member state in the modern world, ruling out any form of intervention rights on Cyprus. The Greek foreign minister spoke a few days following the technocratic conference on security and guarantees at Montpellier earlier this week, in which the two sides codified their positions and concerns on security, in light of a second international conference at a political level either next month or early February. Gotchas told Real News that Greece is in fact ready for some compromise that would help reach a solution, but it would not be making any compromise on the core aspects, noting that any settlement of the Cyprus issue must have a common denominator. It should, he added, combine as many rights as possible for Turkish Cypriots, while at the same time providing as much safety as possible for Greek Cypriots. Turkey has also floated proposals on Cyprus security, favouring an open-ended system involving the military. But Gotchas spoke only of foreign troops from third countries, thus excluding Greece and Turkey. The government in Nicosia said that Turkey has not yet demonstrated the necessary will in contributing towards reaching a viable, workable settlement to the Cyprus issue. Speaking at the funeral of Eleftherios Ioannidis, who was on the missing persons list and his identity was established through the DNA method, Justice Minister Ioannis Nikolaou assured of the honest and goodwill of the Greek Cypriot side to reach a solution, which, as he said, President Anastasiadis maintains coordinating strategy with the Greek government. Nikolaou added that the goal is reaching a solution in line with EU principles and responding to the desire of reunification, without occupation troops and guarantees, and in conditions of peaceful coexistence with our Turkish Cypriot compatriots. Moscow said it was prepared for active involvement in efforts to solve the Cyprus issue, noting that the position of the Republic of Cyprus to do away with the system of guarantees must be fully taken into account. In an article in today's Philadelpheros, Russian ambassador to Nicosia, Stanislav Osadchi, stressed that his country had never been a casual, passive observer of Cyprus issue developments, and further warned that efforts at imposing a time frame could lead the talks to deadlock. A draft resolution for the renewal of the mandate of the UN peacekeeping force in Cyprus, which Britain submitted on Thursday to the rest of the Security Council permanent members, is slightly amended and updated compared to the resolution that was voted in July 2016. The British drafted resolution to extend UNFICYP's mandate for a further 6 months was circulated on Friday among all UNSC members. It has been described by a Western diplomat as a technical-in-nature resolution that will be adopted on January the 26th. A passenger plane on a Cairo-Paris flight made an emergency landing at Larnaca Airport this morning following a technical problem. The aircraft was on a private flight carrying 9 VIP passengers when the pilot determined there was an issue with the hydraulic system and contacted Larnaca Tower. Larnaca gave the go-ahead and the pilot landed safely. No serious problems were found, and in a few hours later it carried on to its final destination. In India, at least 40 people were killed and dozens injured last night when 9 coaches of a passenger train derailed in the eastern part of the country in the latest disaster to hit the vast and accident-prone state railways. The Hyrak Hand Express train derailed near Kanari station in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Authorities were not ruling out foul play as Maoist rebels operate in the area. 9 carriages derailed and fell off the tracks, while most of the dead and injured were from the 3 sleeper-class compartments. India's state railways, built during British colonial rule, have an appalling safety record, the result of decades of underinvestment and a priority on keeping fares low for the 23 million passengers who use the network daily. And now a look at the weather. It will be mostly fine tomorrow. Winds will be light to moderate southeasterly to northeasterly, force 3 to 4 over slight seas. Temperatures will reach 16 Celsius inland, 17 in the southern and eastern coastal areas, 18 in the west and north, and 5 over the mountains. The depth of snow is 70 centimetres on Mount Olympus and 60 on Troodos Square. That's all for today. Join us tomorrow again for more news in English. Have a very good evening.